Tesla, Skype, Hotmail, Coinbase. What do these revolutionary companies have in common? Billionaire venture capitalist Tim Draper, who invests in big ideas before they become the next big thing. Now he's traveling the globe to find game-changing startups. Entrepreneurs from 10 countries and 6 continents will share their ideas for changing the world.
There are some entrepreneurs everywhere, and they all have a different approach, and those cultures bring more creativity.
Then 12 finalists will fly to Silicon Valley to compete for a once-in-a-lifetime chance to launch their company on a global scale.
100,000 units?
But only one can walk away with the grand prize. $1 million.
It's go time.
This is a true entrepreneur here.
Meet groundbreaking technology.
We've built Denmark's first flying car.
Meet rejection.
I've seen 15 of these. How are you going to be better?
Meet innovation.
The blockchain is built for trust.
The sky's the limit.
Meet the Drapers.
We've got the semifinalists here. We have scoured the entire world.
Taiwan,
Kenya, Canada,
India, Denmark,
Germany,
Hong Kong, Egypt,
Saudi Arabia,
Sri Lanka, Brazil.
For these 13 entrepreneurs,
Everything in my life brought me here.
I'm sure that we are going to win. Welcome to the big leagues.
It'll be grueling. It'll be rough, horrible, scary. It'll be fun.
So we're going to give it everything we got.
they've been vetted from all over the world, from thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs. The winner is,
Talk it down!
Spectra, Phi, AI, Zealpay, Airflight, BB.
Inshallah, we will win the final.
We are down to these 13, and we're going to be moving 3 to the finale.
We should be backing all these guys.
Welcome back, everybody, to Meet the Drapers. We are so excited. We've got the semifinalists here. We have scoured the entire world, all over the world, for these 13 entrepreneurs, and you get to see them. But before we bring them on, I'd like to introduce our judges. And our judges are not guest judges, they are actual drapers. All 3 of these judges are actual drapers. As you know, we've adopted many drapers. Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Draper, Cardinal Turkson Draper, Joe Montana Draper, and now these are the original drapers. On my right, we have the original, the OG, Bill Draper. He has done amazing things. He was a pioneer of venture capital. He ran UNDP. He ran the Export-Import Bank of the US, and he was the first venture investor going into India.
And first investor in Skype.
That's our ongoing discussion. Dad, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here.
And on my left, troublemaker, Adam Draper. Adam runs Boost VC, the venture firm. He's got the biggest deep tech accelerator in the world. Adam, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me back. I've been on a few of these episodes, and I'm glad I got invited back.
It took us a while.
So thank you.
And on my far left, but actually in deep space, we have Polly Draper, the actress, director, producer, writer. Polly, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. I was going to be there in person, but I unfortunately had COVID.
Oh, that.
But I wouldn't miss this, so I got out of my COVID bed to meet all these incredible entrepreneurs.
Totally worth it.
Totally.
What are you guys going to be looking for in these entrepreneurs? I mean, these are 13 vetted from all over the world, from thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs. We are down to these 13, and we're going to be moving 3 to the finale.
When I look at entrepreneurs, I'm always looking for enthusiasm and energy. I'm just
I like that.
going to be looking for good opportunities and a great personality.
Excellent. Polly, what are you going to be looking for this time?
I always like to look for the entrepreneur that feels like they're going to be helping the world the most. And I know that they may not necessarily be the one that's making the most money, so that might be defeating the entire purpose of this. But I think that that is my goal.
Well, those things usually go hand in hand, so you're in luck.
I think they do.
They usually do. They make money if they do really great stuff. Dad, what are you going to be looking for this time?
Energy, which you mentioned, and can I imagine working for this person? Is it a crazy idea or is it manageable?
you've clearly had an impact on me and a big impact on Adam, because Adam wrote the book Breakfast with Pops. And you can get How to Be a Startup Hero, the book I wrote. And Dad wrote the first of these books, and it's called The Startup Game. Hey, so we turned this into an advertisement.
Are we finished?
Okay, that's pretty much all we need to do, except for there are 13 entrepreneurs that we would like to see. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes. And this is where the Draper eyebrows come into play.
Hey guys, we're in Silicon Valley. We're at Draper University. Follow us. Let's just. Bunk beds here. We have a great view of San Mateo. Best view, actually. Don't tell anyone. We're here for a home run. Here for Hail Mary.
Who's going to be most proud if Spectrify AI wins this show, but also just succeeds in general?
One is we'd be personally proud of ourselves because we were up against COVID crisis to economic crisis to you name it, we had it. So just to get ourselves here, that in itself was problem solving. So we won, probably pat ourselves in the back for if we achieve a certain level of success.
We work extra hard, we keep focus, and we keep, plugging along. But I think Spectrify is really something we both believe in, and we want to take global. And I think we knew that it would take our commitment and our time, and we're ready to put that in.
It's something we're passionate about, right? So for us, yes, it's work. It gets tiring sometimes, but it's not the same psychological impact because we feel like every, move we do forward has a multiply effect down the line, and we are part of a program which is bigger than ourselves, that is to change the world and make it a better place.
It's really to create an impact in the world, and I really want to drive this, and we've been doing it for the last 2.5 years, right? So we really want to take it forward. This trip has really taught us think global. Even though we say it, our mindset was very much what can we do in our backyard, and coming to Silicon Valley, we now just see so many possibilities.
Hatch, which is where we are based out of, the co-working space. It'll be a success story for what we're doing, what we believe in. The broader ecosystem in Sri Lanka and our friends, family, and our well-wishers, I feel would also be part of it.
I think the community will be super happy. My wife, Brenda, I think she'll be super proud and grateful. And I also just want to say my granddad, who's probably looking at us down from heaven, is going to be happy too.
Yeah. We have a good feeling about this.
I hope we're going to win this.
Okay, let's hear from our first semifinalist here from Sri Lanka. This is Lakshan and Jivan from Spectrify AI. Go ahead, give us your pitch.
It's a lot of work to get here, in Silicon Valley, talking to legendary venture capitalists. This is a dream.
The economic and environmental impact of food loss globally is close to $1 trillion and 3.3 gigatons of carbon. We need a better way to look at our supply chain and understand quality better. This is where Spectrify AI comes in. We can look at quality parameters, understand contaminants, look at pest and disease, and also ultimately flavor and taste. And we do this across the supply chain to improve efficiency, taste, and quality. We basically use spectral analysis, which understands the chemical profile of the food. And by marrying both the physical and the chemical characteristics, we can say about 80 to 90% of what you require in food. We are building the world's largest AI/ML platform for food. Our technology works across multiple standards. Where we've already created significant traction is in the tea industry, where we've put the largest tea companies in the world on our platform. What used to take 6 hours, put it down to 3 seconds, and we've made it 200 times cheaper. What's the most rewarding thing is we've been able to create impact for 1 million lives directly and indirectly in tea, and we're able to increase our industry by 2x.
Are they paying you?
Yes, we're starting to pay.
The tea companies
are starting to pay us.
Terrific.
And we have great unit economics. So as you can see, it's a very scalable model. We have LTVs, which are very lucrative at present. And then on top of that, what we're trying to do is build up our B2C funnel. And we're also raising funds to go into different value chains like wine. We're focusing on coffee because we feel like the application is just not for tea like we used to as a test bed, but we're looking at other avenues as well.
So you've built the hardware and the software that can analyze the tea?
Yeah.
And can it analyze wine and beer too?
Yes.
Now, is your third founder, the tech guy, is he full-time?
He will be coming full-time once we do the fundraise. He's based out of New York. He's an adjunct at Columbia.
How do you divide up your work between the three of you?
I'm the tech person with an AI/ML background. He runs operations. So
Who is the CEO?
Who's the CEO?
We're actually in the process of hiring like a CEO.
Ooh, no leader.
I'm the CEO.
Yes.
I was still kind of running like CEO back then as well. It's just that I didn't want to put myself out there because in Hatch, my role is to encourage other entrepreneurs. So I didn't want to put myself as CEO and compete.
How do you two know each other?
We're from Sri Lanka, that's the caveat. So both of us have been in the startup space like for the last 10 years. We worked together on other projects and then we realized, okay, we have a good chemistry going on, so why don't we tackle a problem that is worthwhile?
Can you show me how do you make a tea bag or a wine bottle show its contents? I don't get it.
It shines light at a particular wavelength, and from the reflection of light back, we understand something about the chemical profile. So you can understand, for example, in tea, the caffeine levels, which leads to bitterness taste. Or you can understand the moisture levels, the level of fermentation, the amount of sugar.
By doing what? How do you do it?
Hold it next to the whatever you're studying. It sends a reading to your phone. So this is like a sensor.
Your wife runs Hatch, and that is a great incubator. And you've been exposed to hundreds of companies.
I'm a
and
serial entrepreneur.
Funded a few. Why this one? And then if this one, will you be here just for a little while you launch it?
Tim,
or are you going to be full-time
I'm going to be
forever?
full-time.
And as a serial entrepreneur, how do we know that you're not going to just hop to the next one?
I think what makes this relationship work is the mutual respect for each other, and we know that we can take the company forward together.
These are like marriages, right? I mean, it's not like for a year or two, it's like 10 years, 15 years, so you have to start with full disclosure.
I truly believe that this is going to be a globally impactful company. To do that, I'm 100% dedicated to this if I can take it and scale it globally, so 100%, I will be there.
What were your last preneurships?
Sri Lanka's largest IT park, grown it from 10,000 square feet to 1 million, one of Sri Lanka's first high-density data centers, so I'm a serial tech entrepreneur.
All right, thank you. Spectrify AI, good job.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
So relieved.
Pitching to like 3 generations of pioneers of venture capital in this world. It was an exhilarating experience.
And we can say we did it, so we'll always keep that memory.
Yeah, it's like, one for the road.
Coming up on Meet the Drapers.
How do you know that this is gonna sell?
Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
Hey, let's see our next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
So the story with the chair, TechCrunch said if you want to rent a chair for 3 days, it's $150. I was like, I'm breaking into the chair.
We moved to Middle East 20 years ago from California. Coming again, we see that the vibe is quite amazing. As an entrepreneur, you connect with your own local ecosystem, and your ecosystem is as big as whomever you know. You get to meet people from all over the world. So you see all this vibe actually that's quite interesting in Silicon Valley that is really unique to the region, really inspiring.
Doing this actually is a morale booster for us, obviously, but even more so for the team. Even just being a part of it, it makes the team proud, and they understand that, okay, it's not just us who believe what we believe, but there are other people who do believe what we believe too.
If we go to the final and we win the final, of course, that makes all our community, especially back home in Saudi Arabia, people are looking for startup build up from the Middle East and shining to the world is something that Saudi are pushing. So it's great to see that. And of course, that makes us happy to bring the trophy back to Riyadh if we have to do that, and to show to the world that we can really build technology in those regions and globally.
Inshallah, we will win the final. We're a very good team, so I'm not really worried about it.
I'll be sitting next and try to support.
Need some coffee.
All right, let's hear from our second entrepreneur. Coming from Saudi Arabia, we have Takadao, Shireen, and Murad. Give us your pitch.
It's really exciting to be able to pitch in front of literally 3 generations of entrepreneurs. So I'm really excited to really be grilled by those I would say 300 years of talent.
Billions of people around the world are underinsured because life insurance is either too expensive, not available, and in the case of the Muslim, impermissible in our religion. Takedout is a Sharia-compliant, cooperative insurance platform that allows people to pool their money together to mutually insure one another. We use the blockchain for transparency and DAOs for governance. Takedout is decentralized and community-owned. Because participants share in the risk, they will also share in the profit. The underwriting surplus is not the profit of the insurance company, rather it is distributed among the participants. The blockchain and cryptocurrencies enable global access for the unbanked. And we use stablecoins for insurance payouts as a hedge against inflation in countries with failing currencies. Takedout is a global...
Could I make a suggestion?
Absolutely.
If you're going to be the spokesman for the company, you've got to show your whole face.
So I was a little bit like, and then I realized, I was like, you know what? This old guy is really cool because, you know, he's just calling out the elephant in the room. Lots of people wonder, they're like, why is this woman here with this veil? Why is she dressed like this? Nobody will ever ask, right? But it's good that you ask. It's good that you engage because then I get an opportunity to explain why I do certain things, and that helps us bridge the gap. Well, this is my religion. This is who...
I know I understand why you're doing it, but could you ask him to be the spokesman for the
Absolutely. We are partners.
I think it'd be much more effective.
No, I appreciate that.
Actually,
and I
she's
think...
pretty good.
Honestly, I have to say something. I think you're remarkably effective. And I was thinking how hard it would be for a person of our culture to be able to be so animated, filled with expression in what we would consider to be a hampered
well,
situation.
I'm outvoted.
But
you're outnumbered.
Outvoted.
No, but I do want to address that.
The women say yes to the women.
Tim jumps in and he's like, I think she's doing a great job. And then Polly jumps in and she's like, I think she's excellent and she's able to be very engaged despite wearing this, etc. I was a little surprised at first. At the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I love this guy. This is a cool dude. He's just saying what he thinks and it's fantastic. I do want to address that because it is a thing and we understand that. But we also do understand that our market is the developing world, and that is the majority of the world today. Just the Muslim population alone, that's 2 billion people. And we also are the fastest growing population in the world.
How do you know that this insurance program is going to sell? That people are going to want to do this?
The thing about insurance, the system is fundamentally broken. The insured has to lose for the insurance company to make money, to profit. So what we're building is we're flipping that on its head and we're saying we're going to be community owned. People, they feel it, they believe it. They want this. Not only is it more fair, more just, but they don't have it today. Yeah. They don't have insurance in the developing world because the insurance companies don't make money when they go to those places.
Yeah. Modern insurance, basically, they don't cater to undeveloped nations. It's too expensive for the AXA of the world to come there and to deploy a contract. And actually, the demand is very high in those Muslim majority nations. So they're looking for only one thing, making it acceptable to their belief. And that's what we're doing, removing uncertainty, gambling, and interest. When you remove that and you put the community together, then you have a winning product.
How far along is it?
We should launch completely June of 2024, inshallah.
And the crypto world, basically, people who adopt to the crypto space, there are two types of category, the have and the have not. The less fortunate are getting to crypto. Why? Because it's a necessity. There's no bank, no payment, nothing. So they go right away into the crypto. So the first time in the world, we have this have and have not coming together. And that's beautiful because we can build technology that can combine people together.
But the poor would put in $10 a month, and the rich will say, I want to put in $1 million a month. Those two things don't come together in a...
This is why the token is so cool, because if you put in $10, then your benefit is going to be $10 times your multiplier, which for a young man like Adam, say, would be 200x. 10 times 200, he'll get 2,000. Now, if you put in $1 million, then it'll be $1 million times 200.
No, but won't it mess up your business if there's somebody who puts $1 million in? Or
So this is where the underwriting comes in, and this is the cool part, right? So we have an algorithm that powers the underwriting model, and this kind of balances stuff out. So we actually try to even it out so that young people don't get an overly high benefit multiplier, and the old people don't get one that's too low.
Terrific. Well, thank you so much
You're
for
most
coming
welcome.
on Meet the Drapers.
Super interesting.
Thank you.
We're thrilled to meet you guys all.
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
fantastic.
Fun to have you here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Good job.
I just really liked him. He's such a nice guy, and I think we connected. He's traveled around the world so much, and he sees, you know, how the rest of the world lives, and so he has this very global context. That's what we're trying to build for.
Okay, so let's bring on our next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
Bay Area is amazing. All of the vibe here, the people around, all of the preparation, the time to get in and do this competition is awesome. Life is about what we are doing today. Today is the most important day in life. How the people look at us and remember us and see the things that we are doing. Innovation for me, entrepreneurship for me is about people, is about all of this transformation movement. Being an entrepreneur is about put your life, your dreams, all of your energy and time in a way to generate impact and transformation. My daughter of 11 years old is waiting for me in Brazil, and this is awesome. Sarah, I love you and you inspire me on all of that I do every day. Everything in my life brought me here. Let's do it.
All right, now let's hear from our third entrepreneur. This is Getter from Brazil. Let's hear it for Rufo. Come on, give us your pitch.
I have energy naturally. When I go to an important stage like that, it explodes. It's where the show happens, and it was magic. I came from Amazon, the middle of the forest in Brazil, to introduce Gather. Millions of people die every year in accidents in workplaces in manufacturing. We work with some of the biggest manufacturers in the world, not just work with safety, but with productivity. We detect using cameras, and we point. We detect, generate notifications, alarms, and indicators through a continuous improvement based on data. We are bringing data to power, to boost industry and manufacturers. That's our big purpose. Recently, we plug cameras over the lines to count in productions, and if the line stops, we generate an alarm to worker justify why it stops. Generate data, track record about these inefficiencies, and improve continuously. We don't watch just the production, the products, but people. Behavior is something very important in industries. Sometimes the worker make deviations of the process, is out of the workspace, and we look all of this all the time. And now we are in Amazon for 2 years. We love that place. We created together with the Brazilian government.
Why is that the best place for you to run this business? Out in the middle of nowhere.
I love Amazon. Not all of the people understand why my headquarters is in the middle of the floor.
What is he doing in Amazon? Because I have 600 companies there, but like 1,000 companies all over in the south part of the country.
But there is a purpose, and it's about the human future. We have 3 simultaneous projects with the government to bring AI to local communities and generate a huge impact. Our team is worldwide. We are a distributed team.
So your biggest customer is the government? Is Brasilia?
Yes,
Brasilia?
they are funding our strategies, creating solutions, AI for the floors to prevent, to map, and we are looking to blockchain it. Each tree classified by AI and connected with a green coin too. That's on our roadmap.
Is this something that's about getting the workers to be more productive? Or is this something about getting the workers to be safer? Because it starts feeling a little Big Brother.
I'd like to make it more clear for her that we watch the people for their well-being. When we work with people, their rights are the priority, and the tech is the way to provide more safety and well-being. We are looking for safety and production simultaneously.
So you have
you
a
charge for this. You charge the company for this service.
Yes.
What's your sales volume?
We grew 5 times since our last round. This year, close to $1 million of revenue. We have around 30 people in the team, and now we are preparing to expand our business to USA.
Is it just going to be a SaaS business for the government? Is it going to be a SaaS business for corporates? Or is there something you can do for the end user?
We have 2 arms, SaaS for industries and SaaS for the government. Government wants to take care of the forest and the environment, and the industries want safety and performance.
When you go into a company, hat in hand, you want the order. What do you ask them for?
We connect our software with their cameras, and their cameras start to be alive and intelligent cameras. If the worker put the hands in a risky area that can get an injury, an accident, we power off the machine. The camera is watching, hey, why stop your production line? Do something, justify it. We learn the main problems in the production line and do a Kaizen, a continuous improvement.
What's your background?
My background is on tech and software, more than 25 years. The most part of this in entrepreneurship, more than 4 or 5 startups, failed some, okay, but I'm a tech guy, managing business and tech guys.
Terrific. Well, Rufo, thank you so much
Rufo.
for being on Meet the Drapers. We're happy to have you here.
All the best.
Terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. When we finish, relaxed. A program like this is about to create relationship, friendship, and I'm loving all of this. Now, time to celebrate.
Coming up on Meet the Drapers.
We've got to figure out who goes on to the finale.
Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
Hey, let's see our next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
You're on. you're on call.
You're so close to winning the $1 million.
There's a lot that an entrepreneur has to go through to reach this level. At this stage, pitching to Tim, it's a no-brainer to any investor, it's a no-brainer to anyone. I feel like we're in a very, very lucky, grateful position to be in. So I'm very excited. I think the timing is perfect. My family is super proud of me being here. One of the main motives of me actually doing all of what I do is being an inspirational figure for my nephews and nieces. And I think it's super important for kids to have like a role model figure. And I try to do everything to the best I could just to be an inspiring figure for them. So in that case, I think even the kids are very proud to see me here. And I think that drives me as well. If we win the $1 million, just adds more fuel to the tank. Just makes sure we got more money in the bank, turn that million into 100 million, turn the 100 million into $1 billion. And that's what I'm here to do.
I'm sure that Omar is going to nail it. He always does that for us.
We're looking forward to get the backing of the Drapers.
This is Omar from Zeal, and he's from Egypt. Omar, go ahead, give us your pitch.
I walked on the stage, I was very excited. I was very much looking forward to the pitch. At the end of the day, my goal is to turn this into a unicorn. Whenever you pay on a card machine, the merchant has no idea who you are. If you compare that to e-commerce retailers, you always put your name, your email, your address. So why is it that the e-commerce retailers can get this data, but not the physical retail? We've developed smart plugin, piece of software that integrates on card machines worldwide. We've actually signed the world's largest credit card machine manufacturer in Ingenico, and they're actually sponsoring this pitch. Signed WorldPay to launch with them in the States. Where basically our vision is
What are you holding in your hand?
This is a card machine, sir. You can have a look at that.
That's the credit card machine, and he's got access to 40 million.
Yeah.
So are you pulling data off this machine?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're aggregating that data and giving it to the retailer?
Absolutely, and it's all GDPR compliant. It's basically, if you think about it, we're giving the same data that the e-commerce retailers have to the merchants. The beauty is, we don't do any merchant acquisition. We go to the likes of WorldPay, they tell us we have 1 million terminals on the ground. boom, we launch an over-the-air update, and we're on those 1 million terminals.
So it's like one of those things that if you're online and you buy something, other people know that you bought the same thing applies in a store.
Exactly, and if you think about it as well, let's say I'm a coffee shop owner, you come in, you pay on the card machine, you leave, you don't shop for 2-3 weeks, I don't know who you are after you leave, I'll be able to start reaching out to you, etc., etc. So there are so many use cases.
You build a social network, like you know that Polly and her friend buy things together?
We call that correlations. So we're definitely building a lot of correlations, and we use AI to predict consumer behavior.
Is your business model B to B to B to C?
Yes, exactly. B to B to B to C.
Okay, so you sell to the merchants, the big distribution networks.
Exactly. And for them, it's a new revenue stream. We get an 80-20% revenue share with them because they want to get a revenue stream other than the transaction.
How many of those are there? How many companies make up the 200 million?
There are so many payment facilitators and PSPs and so many.
So Ingenico is the biggest with 40 million.
Ingenico is a card machine manufacturer. So normally how it works is you have the card machine manufacturer, and then you have the regional distributors, and then you have the World Pays and the network, which are the acquirers. We literally deal with the whole value chain, and we're a new revenue stream for all of them. I feel like we had a very good energy with the judges. I'm genuinely excited for this inflection point at Zeal, and I was glad that I could pass that energy on to the judges.
Does Square already have this?
So that would be one of our partners. So that would be someone we would work with to integrate with. That falls on
But why wouldn't they just, they want to take over everything, why wouldn't they just do what you're doing?
All of these terminals are sending notifications or SMS to download the Zeal app. So as a consumer, whenever I pay on a terminal that has Zeal integrated with it, I can see all my transactions, my e-receipts, my points, everything. So eventually we have this platform that has literally millions of users on it.
What kind of stores do you find yourself in more like?
So actually the clothing stores, I'll give you an example, Harrods in the UK. Harrods has their own loyalty app and they have their own e-commerce. But if you go to Harrods, you pay in store and you don't use their loyalty app, they have no idea who you are. So what we do is we link their loyalty app with their card machine. In that case, we white label our API. We find ourselves in petrol stations, in pharmacies, supermarkets, it's everywhere.
So what got you started?
So I went to Ingenico in the first place to buy card machines. Like I was going to set up my own card payment facilitator.
Yeah.
They were like, show us a demo. They literally challenged me. I was like, sure. They told me, we don't want to sell you terminals. We want you to integrate on all our terminals worldwide. And so from that, we had a huge pivot. We became a plugin. We literally integrate on any card machine. This is my first fintech. I think there's a lot behind this, sending a message to Egyptians and people in the Middle East. That's what drives me, to be honest.
Are you getting paid now? Do you have revenue?
Yeah, we have very early stage revenue, but the investment we got was on the back of the contracts. Currently, we make around 10K MRR in that area, but honestly, the whole value is in the contracts we have.
Great, well, thanks for being on Meet the Drapers.
Thank you.
Great to have you, Omar.
Thank you. I think overall it was brilliant. This is the kind of startup you want to back before it literally hits that inflection point, and I was glad that I could pass that energy on to the judges.
Okay, so what did everyone think? We had Spectrify AI that did quality control on food and tea and any other agricultural thing. We had Takadao, insurance company for Sharia compliance. We had Getter, the program that evaluates people and what they do and how they operate. And then we had Zeal, program with a point of sale terminals. I'm still torn, but we've always got the crystal ball.
Really great decision-making algorithm.
It is. Let's bring them all out.
You know, we've got to get a picture of these. You guys look great all together.
You do.
Anybody got a camera?
I'll do it. So now we have the entrepreneurs here. Will it be Spectrify AI? Will it be Takadao? Will it be Getter? Or will it be Zeal? You know, we're really torn. And we've got to figure out who goes on to the finale.
Getter, what's your valuation for this deal?
We did our first round of 300K, multiplied by 5 our revenue.
Now we're looking for 1 million to multiply per 10. Our valuation is open to negotiate between 10 and $20 million. The most important is growth together.
Spectrify, what's your valuation?
We just finished our pre-seed round at 300K, so we're looking to raise 3 million in 6 to 9 months. We were looking at a valuation of 15 million post-money. More than money, we like partnerships.
What was the valuation of the 300K?
The 300K was a safe at a 5 million cap.
Zeal, what's your valuation?
We're at a post-money valuation of $11 million.
How much money has come in so far?
We've actually just in the middle of closing the round. We've received in total $3.9 million so far.
What was the valuation of that? Was that all 11 million?
No, it was different stages, but that last funding round was $2 million at a post-money of 11 million.
Takadao, what was your valuation on this deal?
We just closed a pre-seed round, $1.6 million for 4.5 post-money.
What are you offering?
So in about 6 to 8 months, we'll start raising again, and we're hoping to raise $5 million. Hopefully at that time, it'll be around 15.
Terrific.
Thank you all.
We're really struggling, so we're going to have to go to the crystal ball. Ura Shamya. And it's Takadao moving forward. Congratulations, you move forward. All I can do is fist bump her, but I can hug him.
You should send that picture to all of them.
Coming up on Meet the Drapers.
We have been put against another drone company.
We make a heavy lift drone, they make a heavy lift drone.
How would you be able to compete with them?
Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
So I'd like you all to notice that Adam and I happen to, without talking to each other, happen to wear the exact same Bitcoin socks. Dad has dots on his socks. It's just a thought.
I'm not wearing socks.
And Polly is not wearing socks or shoes. With that, let's bring on the next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
Hello, Travis. When you look at all of the competition, there's a lot of really strong startups here, especially for two competitive people to not focus so much on the competition and focus on what we can do for ourselves and what we can control and just go out there and perform the best that we can. But a lot of respect for the other startups because there's some extremely good companies here.
We know what we're bringing to the table and we're very confident in ourselves. We thrive in the competition. Winning this challenge here and going to the final and winning the $1 million, that would just prove that the resiliency that we've had throughout this journey is getting rewarded.
Being on a show with a chance to win $1 million investment with a world-class family, it's an amazing opportunity. At the end of the day, we're happy to be here. We're happy just to have the opportunity to be here, get our company out there, pitch to the best that we can. So, once-in-a-lifetime experience. We're going to give it everything we got.
We have Travis and Mikkel from Airflight based in Denmark. Give us your pitch.
It's a really exciting feeling to be able to pitch for Tim and the rest of the Draper team today. And it's going to be even better doing it with my partner, Mikkel. Oh yeah. Airflight is disrupting the wind industry with a faster, cheaper, and greener approach to transporting tools and spare parts for service and maintenance with our revolutionary flying cranes. With a 450-pound payload capacity, our flying cranes can transport over 97% of all tools and spare parts in the wind industry today.
This industry is exploding. With over 250,000 turbines installed globally, these turbines, they're getting older and older by each year, requiring even more service and maintenance. And that's providing us with a unique market opportunity because wind is the first market that we're penetrating. We plan to sell these drones and then maintaining them. Since we met you last time, Tim, we raised over $1.5 million, gotten the regulatory approval to fly within the EU, both onshore and offshore, done numerous customer demonstrations at our test facility. Not only do we have a great market that's growing year by year, we have a great product that is also developing in the world, as we know with drones, but I believe that we have what it takes to have the resiliency and the willingness to push through even when it gets hard. And as you know, hardware, that is hard. Thank you.
So you said 1.8 million a year in value.
Yeah.
What does it cost for you to make the thing?
It's about $300,000, approximately selling it for $650,000. This accumulated savings is something that needs to be, here in the beginning, split it out between us, the end customer, and a service provider.
You just sell these things and maintain them.
Yes, exactly.
You're not going to rent them to people.
It's a very complex thing to grab a hold of. To be fair, the judges had a hard job because we had a 2-minute pitch with 1 minute of explaining why we should be the ones they should pick.
That is something that we're open to going further into the future.
Seems
right
like
now,
it makes more
regulatory
sense.
approvals, they are providing a scalability problems because of operators being attached to the drones. But once we go into a regulatory approval where we can have autonomous operations, then we can go fully autonomous, and that takes out the scalability problem of the operators. And there we would like to provide a service.
How do the two of you function? What's your job and what's your job?
We both wear a lot of hats being entrepreneurs. I'm focusing more on the commercial side, and Mikkel in the beginning was more product focused, but now we both work together commercial.
Commercial side, meaning you're the sales guy. Is that right?
Yeah.
And who's the CEO?
I am.
Mikkel.
Is this the most powerful drone in the world?
The drone market is exploding right now, especially within defense, but we are out of a handful in the world that has something this powerful.
Yeah. If you're not counting military, then we're doing pretty good.
When you say that, what do you really mean? Most powerful in what way?
Once you go up in the scale that the air flight is in, then it's much more similar to a helicopter than it is to a small drone. Yeah, so in the payload capacity.
The drone is operated by who or what? It's a computer that operates. You said until we get the operator regulation.
What I mean by that is you have to have a pilot that is controlling the drone. But moving into a more autonomous world, you have one operator that essentially sits with 20 screens, and then he can essentially control numerous drones.
Why wouldn't it be cheaper to just put a pulley at the top of the wind turbine and drag all that stuff all the way up?
With safety regulations, you can never be in one place alone on these wind turbines, especially in the offshore environments. So 2 people have to go up, wire down, and then there has to be people below to connect it, winch up again. Then someone has to take the elevator down to pick up the person below and then up again. So they do use a crane that's in the wind turbine today, but it's an extremely slow process because of safety. So we can deliver it directly to the point of use, which saves tons of time.
You mentioned regulations kind of holding you up from being able to operate these things the way you want to. Can you come to America and do it in an easier way? And why wait around for regulations here when you can try it somewhere else?
We were a little too unclear to get the judges to really understand that we actually have approval.
I don't think all of it came across 100%, but that's also somewhat understandable.
No, I would not say that you can do it in an easier way in the States, but the European Union and the States are actually working very closely to kind of synergize both drone regulations but also aviation regulation with the flying taxis and stuff like that. We are trying to take it stepwise so that we can actually generate revenue with the regulation that we have approved today. But as I said before, we want to move into a more automated world, and that is coming, but it takes a little bit of time. And I project that within 3-4 years, you have the first draft of the regulatory approval.
Now you need a technician to be at the top of that windmill, right? You can't do that all automated.
Yes.
Yep. We're actually the only company in the world that we've been able to find that has a pick and place payload mechanism. So we can both autonomously drop off the payloads and we can autonomously retrieve the payloads. And we don't see anybody else on the market doing that.
Thank you very much for bringing air flight to us.
Thank you, Draper.
All right.
We're gonna win.
And come on, we make giant drones.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What's not to
Giant
like?
drones are cool.
Let's bring on our next entrepreneur, but before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
केसरिया तेरा इश्क है पिया रंग जाऊं जो मैं हाथ लगाऊं. This is our first time to Silicon Valley. We are really excited. After landing here, seeing the autonomous cars, the culture, the people, the vibrancy is terrific. We are here to explore the ecosystem and how we can bring in value.
We want to win this show and want to go back to India with a lot of our friends, family who are waiting to us to succeed.
Winning this competition means very strong validation of our vision. Definitely our families will be proud. We are putting a lot of hard work, and if we are here, we are not able to give time to our families.
It's a booster recharge to the entire team to get back to work and get to the next level of things.
Either we learn or we win. We never fail. So that's our mentality. We are really excited to meet the complete generation of Draper's family.
So our next entrepreneurs are from India, Bonvi Aero. Satya and Gaurav, give us your pitch.
Meeting Polly Draper, his son Adam, and then the Mr. Bill. They have seen tremendous startups. If they can guide us, also mentor us, it will be very valuable for us. At Bonvi, we aim to democratize aerial mobility to the masses. We are developing heavy lift electric aerial vehicles for goods and people mobility. We are the only company in India to clear a technical trial of procurement of 163 logistic drones by Indian Army. The order amounts to $20 million. And we have received 50% advance for our previous 3 units of order amounting to 600K and Slater.
Wait, what was that 600K thing?
600K for our 3 units of logistic aerial vehicles for 50 kg platform.
But you said 20 million was the order and you got half of it.
For the 20 million order, we cleared a technical trial last month.
I see. Yeah. So it's still out there.
It's still out there.
You just haven't gotten there yet.
To clear a technical trial.
And the 600K is an order you got.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's for 3 machines. What do those machines cost you to make?
Less than $100K.
So we have approximately a healthy margin of 40%. We have a unique capability of 50 kg class demonstrated at altitude height of 14,000 feet.
50 kilograms can be picked up.
Can be picked up.
Have you been flown in one of these? You have tested it.
Yes, we have demonstrated.
You guys were hanging on the thing?
No. We are hanging the goods.
I meant you. Did one of you hold on to it while it flew?
Now you're saying, you said goods and people.
Our vision is, long-term vision is...
Oh, long-term vision is people.
Yeah.
Right now, it would be
right now we're
a
just
dead
goods.
body less than 50 kilograms.
50 kilograms.
Who have you gotten the first money from?
The Defense Public Sector Unit.
The Indian Army?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What did they get in return for it?
The drones, 3 drones.
Are there other competitors going after that $20 million order?
Yes, there were 5 of them, and we are the lone company who has qualified this
technical trial.
And the thing you can do, nobody else can do, is to lift to 14,000 feet.
In terms of the performance,
yes. Because at 14,000 feet, and it has to go, drop the payload, pick up the another, and come back in the self-flying mode, which this is the proprietary technology that we have is self-flying.
Which is,
and it's all electric, right?
Yes.
all
so
electric.
What's the range?
The range is 20 kilometers right
20
now.
kilometers.
What has it been used specifically for? Dropping food and supplies to troubled, war-torn countries that are hard to reach, or
rations, ammunition, green vegetables, the army store supplies.
Is the Indian government investing heavily in this general sector of defense?
Yes.
India just had a huge success. They landed on the moon.
Yeah.
But is that turning up are you getting more excitement?
India is a very growing market, one of the fastest growing economy. And also government is very heavily pushing the drone industry and the aircraft industry in India.
Space sector is democratized, now drone sector they are democratizing.
India,
huge push, probably.
Huge push. India wants to become a drone
hub of the world.
Now, can you sell these to the United States?
Yes.
Definitely.
Can you sell them to Pakistan?
So we need to be NATO compliant for this. We
NATO
can.
compliant.
We have
You know, the guys who were on before you already have a 250 kg drone. How would you be able to compete with them?
That is not a competition for us right now. We have a very different use case.
The next platform for the 250 kg that we're developing is for aero ambulance. The technology that we are bringing is at the higher altitudes. The requirement, these are there for 50 kg class of drones, even at 200 kgs also, which 250 kgs are at the 13,000 and above to 16, 19,000. Our active trial is going on for 19 such drones in the Siachen Glacier.
Altitude and weight.
Yes, the performance decreases by 50-60% of the propulsion system. We have flown in the Bay Area versus in the higher altitude. There's 50-60% difference in the performances. And we have a terrain follow which is embedded with a machine learning model.
Who's the CEO?
I'm the CEO.
And what's your title?
I'm co-CEO, leading
Co-CEO?
Yeah.
Oh, that's trouble. What if you disagree?
I take the call.
You win in a disagreement.
He takes the call. There is a very strong corporate governance.
How do you know each other?
From the college days, last 15 years of working relationship, we were together in college where we built a satellite and launched with ISRO.
And when you disagreed, did he made the call?
Yeah, definitely.
And you're okay with that?
Yeah. We were not able to cover is the team part very good. Although we have some slides or we have some part of the presentation mentioning about the strength of our team that I think we were not able to cover.
The two of you are a very small team for what you're trying to do. I think you're going to have to add a lot of people.
25 people working with us.
Oh,
We're
really?
expanding to 100 people.
Are they in India or are they?
India. We are based out in India.
Sri Sri University is where we are based out.
We
All right,
definitely
thank you.
Just
Thanks
wanted to
for
say,
being on the
definitely
show.
if you are coming to India, welcome you to our facility.
Please do come. Thank you.
We were very satisfied that we have given our best, and rest is to the best wisdom of judges. We are very confident about it and we were very satisfied, and we were already started focusing on what next we need to do.
Coming up on Meet the Drapers.
We have been put against another drone company.
We make a heavy lift drone, they make a heavy lift drone.
What is your mission as a company?
Why does this matter to you? Is that going to be better for you long term?
We felt very confident.
We know what we bring, and that's why we're confident.
That is not a competition for us right now.
We're gonna win.
I wish them a very good luck.
We've got to figure out who goes on to the finale.
For me, they were all winners, to begin with. Entrepreneurship has no color, no religion, no border. So it's great to see this amazing, diverse group, actually. Super happy to be the winner.
Just coming and seeing what's possible and what's happened in Silicon Valley for us just gives us more will and more purpose to make it.
Yes, we're representing Spectrify AI, but we also feel like we're representing an ecosystem and a community that needs a few wins.
It didn't work as I hoped for. So if you believe on everything that we are building, let's go together. Let's go together.
I was very happy when the winners were announced, even though it wasn't us. Whether it's in Saudi Arabia or Egypt or London, etc. Everyone is working on amazing ideas all around the world. I was actually very happy for them.
I hope team will still kind of write some checks to those guys because they all deserve some help, here.
Yeah.